Here, Jan.
We do. Carolyn now living in Texas, but originally from New Jersey, along with you.
Yes.
And many others. Marianne is still residing there, I believe.
Oh, and that's a leave we saw many of this week, the 4-9. The ball comes up high in the pocket, normally just leaving either the 4-pin or the 9-pin. But this week we saw quite a few 4-9s. She'll take her plastic ball. She'll try to get it to the left of the 4-pin to slide it into the 9.
I have seen her make many of these. This is a spare picked up.
This is a makeable
Fairly
spot,
often.
yes.
Give it a little bit of a run there. She actually, but you want to be careful that you still get the wood.
Yes, you always want to get the wood. And Marianne is dedicating this performance to her mom, Rosemary DiRupo, who had cervical neck surgery, and we all wish her a speedy recovery. She's normally out here rooting Marianne on, so we wish her well.
Yes, we do.
Now you can see Marianne has a beautiful style, 4-step delivery, but she's playing way inside. She did most of the week. Beautiful timing going into the slide. Strong release. Beautiful entry of angle into the pocket. She'll blow the pins around going right to left.
Going high, leaving the 3-6-10. Kathy, we talked with Marianne. She talked about, you know, she was farther left in comparison to the other athletes than she normally would be.
And she struggled the first morning round. She was 65 under. She learned a lot from that, and she said her weakness this week was not moving right when she really should have. For instance, where Carolyn is playing. Carolyn moved right and got a weaker ball. Marianne is playing deeper inside with a stronger ball. But that may work for her today. But she has to keep her eye on that if that starts to not work, she needs to trust herself and move right and jump right where Carolyn's at.
Because as we saw in the first match, Carolyn Dorin-Ballard had a really good shot where she was at.
Come on. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. When I spoke to Carolyn during the break, she said, I did exactly today what I did against Tish last night in position round. I moved right instead of moving left, and I pulled out a weaker ball and just played the track.
Because she also told us she didn't do well in the morning, wasn't comfortable with the morning conditions as much. In fact, all of the ladies this week stated that.
Yes, and we all saw the same thing, what Marianne just did. Dead flush, and then she goes up high. You have to really make good shots in this condition regardless of where you're playing.
With the series tied 1-1, who will gain the upper hand in being crowned this year's NBA champs? Watch Sunday night as Jason Kidd, Kenyon Martin, and the Nets battle league MVP Tim Duncan and the Spurs in a crucial Game 3 matchup. That's Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern for the NBA Finals on ABC Sports Championship Television. Marianne DiRupo now up in the third. She leads by just 1 pin. And almost a 7-10, and that's, you know, Dee left one. Carolyn almost left one, ended up striking the first match on lane 20. Seems to be something we're seeing.
Well, Marianne went high on 19, and Carolyn 4-9'd on 19, so I would say 20 is a little tighter. 19 has a little bit more of a hook spot. Marianne, another fan of the plastic ball. She's a great spare shooter. But it's interesting to see, we saw this last week, Kelly Kulick playing California. Remember West Coast to East Coast? We see another example of that again today, so it's very interesting. Every girl plays the lanes according to the way they feel they have to for their game, but they all make TV, doing something different.
Well, Marianne is also a well-versed athlete. She has played many sports, including semi-pro softball during her career, and field hockey, most of the sports. She was a well-rounded athlete.
Oh, that was a beautiful shot. She's not only a great athlete, Jan, but she knows physical therapy. She's done a lot of taping of the joints for many of us girls out here, and it's very handy to have someone with that type of knowledge in a professional organization.
Carolyn working on 2 in a row.
Yeah, you heard Carolyn. Hook a lot, hook a lot. That one, she fell out of that one. She didn't follow through. It looked like her timing was a little late.
And there's that 2-4-5 that she mentioned she shot about 100 of this week.
Well, this is her second one, so it's 102 and counting.
She defeated Marianne by quite a bit, 242 to 160 earlier in the week.
Oh, hard way, hard way. Ah, Carolyn.
She chopped that spare.
She did the right thing. She threw her plastic ball at it, which she wouldn't do anything different. But the 2-4-5 is an odd spare. You have to hit it just right. She hit it too much on the 2-pin and got the 2-4, leaving the 5-pin.
So she now trails by 15 pins after that open frame.
Oh, much better shot.
Good shot. Good comeback. Come on now.
As soon as she let it go, perfect.
So Marianne DiRupo is out in front through 4.5 frames by 15 pins. We'll return with more action after these messages. Back and still midway through the second match. Right now, Marianne DiRupo up by 15 pins as she steps up in the 5th. If she strikes here, she'll be up by 25. Strike from Marianne to go up by 25 pins, and she talked to Kathy earlier about why she's made a few telecasts here in Terre Haute.
Well, there's a couple bowling centers in the past that I've had success with, and I think one of the reasons is they're wood houses when the front part of the lane seems to hook a whole lot. So that adds in my game since I have a tendency of throwing the ball pretty hard. A little bit of hook never hurts somebody who throws it kind of hard.
And she's absolutely right. She's always had great ball speed, it's definitely a positive for her game. That's also why she could, I'm sorry, Jan, that's also why she could play so far in when they start to hook, because she has the ball speed to get the ball right.